Good morning, happy Wednesday. This is Anthony Speciale with Hawkeye Traders. I hope everyone is doing well and having a great week so far. I want to just continue to pick up where we left off, talking about how VSwarm tells us when and where the market's most likely to turn. A plethora of opportunity is found when we know when the buyers and sellers are stepping in, and that's what volume tells us. Volume leads price action. Before we jump into that today, of course, just take a moment to read this over. Anything I share with you today is for information and educational purposes only. Please do not take anything as financial advice, because that's certainly what it is not. So, guys, we left off examining VSwarm, examining how this comes into place and tells us where the market is likely to turn. So this is a prime example of what happened yesterday morning. Same move on two different time frames. I just want to show you that this is applicable to whatever you feel most comfortable with trading. So let's take a look over here first at the 3-minute chart. You see that red bar that came in right on top? We call that a red top. What does that signify? That signifies that although the bar did close higher than it opened, the sellers were in control. That's what we're looking for. We're looking to see when the sellers come into control or when the buyers come into control. Why? Very simply, volume leads price action. So as volume leads price action and we see this transpire, and when we wait for the VSwarm 3-step setup, which is to have the trend dot come in, supporting volume, supporting heat map. How simple is it to know that this is the ideal place to capture this move? Pretty easy. Now, there's a couple different ways you can manage this. You could follow it out, following the trends and stops, or you could apply the ATRs, which is another tool we offer here at Hawkeye, so to more aggressively manage your stop through the trade. Either is up to you. That's really your choice. But we provide tools for both management systems, whether you want to be a little more relaxed or a little more aggressive with your stop. Personally, when I'm day trading, I'm a little more aggressive with my stop. And the reason for that is I want to make my days pay and I want to carry on with my life. I swing trade because I get to step away from the computer for periods of time and not have to be so tied to it. But when I'm day trading, my objective is to create a day's pay and then move on. Go and do whatever it is else I want to do. But this here indicated to me in the morning that I knew, around 7 a.m. or so, you can see it here on the 6-minute chart where it came in, about 7 o'clock this morning, this red top was plotted. And with that red top, I knew that the next VSwarm 3-step setup was going to likely produce a high probability trade. And sure enough, it did. Now, if you say, 3 minutes a little chattery for me, it's too much, and I want to look at a 6-minute, that's fine. You see the same thing transpired at about 7 a.m., a little before, this red top formed. Now, when the red top forms, just the same, it doesn't matter which time frame, it tells us that the sellers are in control. Here is where the trend dot and the heat map all came into place. This was your short entry, your 3-step VSwarm short entry, and here was your sell-off. Like I said, how you chose to manage it, that's up to you. You could have followed it with the trends and stops, or you could have been a little more aggressive with the ATRs, and that's how I would have done it. But I want you to see the comparison here is this is the exact same sell-off in a 3-minute and a 6-minute time frame. Same spot that we had both red tops, and look what transpired. A sell-off. Now listen, it bottomed and turned around, and that's okay. But the profit opportunity was all in this move. The profit opportunity here was all in this move. I mean, it's very clean and clear to know when the buyers or the sellers are stepping in. Typically, when we see a red top or what we would call a green bottom, we are seeing the presence of either buyers or sellers come into the market, and we call that presence, we call that power behind the market, we call it V-swarming, because that's exactly what it is. They're swarming in to build a position to then take advantage of it. And us knowing where the high is, where the sellers are coming in control in this instance, we know that the next opportunity presented, when the stars align for us, is that we are going to take a high probability profitable trade. This is what I'm sharing with you. This is what you need to understand. If you are struggling to trade because you are getting in at the high of the day or the low of the day, or you're not catching the reversals properly, it's because there's a force behind the market that you they don't want you to know about, and it's volume. And volume is what we plot in each and every one of our indicators. We are completely built around how volume influences the market. As this transpires, these are profitable moves. I mean, this entry here was at about 41.10-ish, and this dropped all the way to 40.50. And listen, even if you didn't catch all of this, the 60 cents here, you still had an opportunity to make a very rewarding day's pay. Same thing here, a very rewarding day's pay. There was plenty of opportunity there for you. So I want you guys to see this because, like I said, it doesn't matter which time frame you prefer. And you can look at multiple time frames to find what you're looking for. And when it transpires, here it is, and it's just that simple. So guys, I want you to focus on understanding that if you have a grasp of how volume works, you then have a better grasp of how the market works. And that's what we're trying to show you today. So I found this quote and I liked it for today. I think it's applicable to every one of us in our own situations. We're not given a good life or a bad life. We are given a life, and it's up to us, to make it good or bad. I've met some unfortunate people in my life, and when I say unfortunate, illness, things that are out of their control, disabilities, and my wife and I are very active with St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and we're also very active with Homeless Solutions. Those are two charities that are near and dear to us. Listen, some of the children at St. Jude's, they didn't ask for cancer. They didn't ask for these illnesses. And listen, some people that are brought up on the streets and are homeless, listen, some of them didn't ask for the life they were given. But life is full of choices. And sometimes some of us are capable of making choices and some of us aren't. And I always put this into perspective because it just, we have to just do the best we can with the cards we're dealt. Nothing in life is ever perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. But if we look at everything as opportunity rather than adversity, we can shift our momentum to better grasping, that when something goes wrong, we can look at it as an opportunity to make it something right. Life is a learning experience, and it's really up to us, regardless of your situation, to make your life a good life. It's the choices that we make. When I sit with these children at St. Jude's and we're there, volunteering, listen, some of them are very sick, but they're happy because they choose to be happy. We fed homeless people on the side of the road. They're happy because they choose to be happy, regardless of the situation they're in. They're choosing to make the best out of their life. Regardless of where they are and what put them there and how they got there, and we've seen people successfully leave St. Jude's and be cured. We've seen people on the streets that we fed, get off the streets and start a family and have a home and get a job. And when you see that, it's just a very overwhelming and humbling experience. We just have to make choices, and we have to make the right choices for us. And how is this applicable to trading? It's very simple. You could get frustrated every time you have a losing trade, or you could get frustrated every time you don't understand something or that you can't find the setup. Or you can look at it as, I'm learning. And as I continue to learn, I become a better and better trader. Guys, when I share these quotes with you every day, they really are meant to come full circle in your life. It's supposed to be about perspective, and that's what I hope that I'm delivering to you guys. Guys, with that, I will certainly wrap up for today. I'm sure you're all busy, you have things to do, and I always appreciate the time you spend with me every morning. I feel super humble that you click and open this video and just give me a few minutes of your day, and I hope I'm delivering you something of value. If you are with us already as Hawkeye members, make sure you are getting the absolute full extent of what we're offering. The Inner Circle Skype room, the weekly coaching calls. Make sure you're taking advantage of understanding the indicators. We have hundreds of videos in the members area to teach you just how everything works, our theories, our methodology, how to trade the market. And guys, if you're not trading with us yet, if you're not using our indicators and you don't have a full understanding of volume, you need to click the link below. You need to watch the V-Swarm webinar. Why do you need to watch it? Because you need to understand how you can systematically make money over and over and over again by just having an understanding of what's going to happen in the market. Volume leads price action. If you understand volume, you will be able to understand what the price is going to do next. And it really is just that simple. If you take it from somebody who's studied volume for nearly a decade, I know when the market's going to do what it's going to do because volume tells me so. Now listen, is there ever 150% certainty? No. But 9 times out of 10, I'm certain what is the likeliness is going to be. And I want you to better understand that, because once you better understand that, you too can harness the opportunities that this market presents day in and day out. Whether you want to trade futures, stocks, futures, forex, options, whatever you want to analyze, equities, you can take the power of volume, apply it towards it, and I promise you, you will become a better trader in any direction you wish to go in. Guys, have a great day, have a blessed day, have a profitable day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.